Mr. Feeler, you're now recognized.
Yes, good morning, Chairman, members of the Water, Power, and Oceans Committee. I'm here to speak in favor of H.R. 5032. My name is Thomas L. Filer from Louisa, Virginia. Louisa is a small rural community in central Virginia with 1,660 residents, 1.8 square miles. Majority of our citizens are retired or on financial assistance. Due to our rural nature, much of the population that does not work commutes out of the larger metropolitan area. Thus, industry is sparse. 2/3 of our town residents live in rental facilities. Town of Louisa has been dealing with aging water and disinfection byproduct quality issues for 9+ years. Since 2014, the EPA standards were increased and placed the town in a position of being serious violators of disinfection byproduct standard guidelines. In 2015, the Virginia Department of Health, based on EPA guidelines and pressure, placed the town of Louisa under consent order to fix the disinfection byproduct issue by February of 2017, or face possible penalties. At the same time, the Virginia Department of Health placed the Louisa County Water Authority under a similar consent order for the same reason. Louisa County Water Authority is the water source for the town of Louisa. The town of Louisa citizens are now paying county taxes to fix Louisa County Water Authority issue, and they're paying town water rates to fix the town system, which may in fact be fixed by the repairs being made to the Louisa County Water Authority's system. The Virginia Department of Health has felt pressure from EPA to improve all systems, even when they are continuous water facilities. The town has met all requirements, is working diligently to meet deadlines, spent $1 million+, and unfortunately run into numerous undue hurdles from federal regulatory agencies. One of those such hurdles is National Park Service Conservation Recreation easement. The delay of 1+ year caused by the approval process, requests for exception, research of the replacement land have caused undue delays and could take money from water quality projects. Town staff, engineers, local well drillers reviewed numerous town sites for a well to dilute the water and help fix the disinfection byproduct issue. The well water is injected into the system to improve aging water and to dilute the water that is high in chlorine levels. The town park well site was determined to have the best water flow, gallons per minute, to meet these utility needs. This site sits within a conservation recreation easement, which was created by a $75,000 matching grant for playground and pavilion, which the town also paid $75,000 of our own money. The town of Louisa feels that the National Park Service should have the ability to grant an exception to easement for public health and water quality, particularly when the total impact to the easement land is minor in amount of 3.19% of the entire easement. If the same building were constructed on the site for a bathroom, it would be acceptable, but because it houses a well, it is not. We asked if we could build a bathroom on the side of the building, however, it was still verbally denied because inside would be a well. The total easement is 7.184 acres, which is 312,935 square feet. The proposed request for exception is 100 feet by 100 feet, which is 10,000 square feet. Town of Louisa performed an environmental impact study as part of the loan grant funding package for the VDH well permit. The study showed the easement. The town was then required to go through proper channels of Virginia Department of Conservation and Recreation and the National Park Service. The town applied to DCR, which delayed response for 4 months. DCR then reviewed, approved, and agreed to send the application to National Park Service requesting the exception. This was done with the recommendation from the state of Virginia to approve the easement. The reason for the exception was based on cost to a small town which is already facing high expenses for water improvements and caused time delays for a project under VDH consent order and EPA requirements. The thought was that further delays in the water projects meant continued non-compliance with water quality while awaiting an okay to grant an exception for a well on a site near a playground. National Park Service agreed to review in December of 2015. In February of 2016, they denied the exception, stated they do not have the legal authority to grant an exception, and explained the replacement property process. The National Park Service did not allow the town of Louisa to proceed with the well project at the time on the site, and then agreed that they would allow us to proceed with the well as well as replacement property. The issues with replacement property are additional expenses to a town with limited staff and funding. Time, land acquisition, survey, appraisal, recordation of replacement, legal work associated with the replacement, improvements to the new site, additional time delays, and the possibility that the proposed site could be denied. We feel HR 5032 will help save additional time and costs with no impact to the playground. If in fact National Park Service did not have the legal authority to grant an exception, why even consider it for 2.5 months? We thank you for the time to speak, and I'll answer any questions if you have.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Fowler. All right, well, we've completed